again to try another flight. Today we're at Ashdown Hill in Wiltshire. Got the Mavic controller here. See, it's I do love the size of this compared to the old controller and the drone itself. I'm going to try a hand launch today. It's the first time I've done it. It's not generally recommended, but I will see if I can get it to work. First thing is going to be a compass calibration. Okay, and that's pretty much ready to go. Everything's good to go. We got greens on the screen, good to fly. As I said, I haven't done a hand launch before, so we'll see how this goes. There we go. Looking at you guys. Mavic away there. Right, well, completely forgot to turn the camera back on and record the landing, but hand catching it is not super difficult, but if you've got all the ground sensing equipment on it enabled, it does get a bit upset, but it was fine. You could just simply override it and hand land it, and it's actually, I think, easier and safer to hand catch than the Phantoms. With the Phantoms, you have to grab one of the legs. You don't grab the leg the right way, it'll flip around if you're not careful. Whereas this, it's just a flat palm out, and it just sets down the palm of your hand, then you can grab a hold of it. Done. So, pretty pleased with that. Had a good flight. Went through one battery. Returned from the area that I was shooting. You'll see the coombs in the ground. Returned from there in sport mode, and that kicked the remainder of the battery to death. So change this one. I think we're going to be moving to another location, and we'll see what we get there. All right, catch you in a bit. Anyways, it was a good flight. Craft came back. It performed very well. The issues that I had yesterday when Sandy and I were out, if you saw his video for Silbury Hill, the wind was certainly a factor. I was getting plenty of wind warnings yesterday, which, although that wasn't the issue for my returning the flight early, the actual issue was I've been experiencing severe controller interference, and looking on the forums last night, I found that potentially a fix, there were two possible fixes. Either Sandy and I need to select individual channels manually, ideally the ends of the spectrum. Failing that, another suggestion, which was a simpler suggestion, was to switch my frequency bandwidth from 20 megahertz band channels down to 10 megahertz band channels. I'll try and put in some little clips of how I did this. So for anybody else that sees this that may have an issue, today it certainly seemed like an issue. I had only one interference warning, and that was when I was probably 5 or 6 meters away from Sandy. When I walked towards him, I was going to show him something on the screen, and as I approached it flashed up a few steps back and it disappeared. So 100% better than yesterday. The other issue, I'll show you on the controller here. DJI shipped cables, 3 cables with the Mavic, that plugs in from here, comes through the arm, it snakes its way through and plugs in. So you've got the Lightning, you've got USB, micro USB, sorry, and USB-C. Problem I've had is this connector here where it plugs in, it seems to be fiddly. Although it looks like it's seated, you can't push it anymore. I've had issues where if you just touch it, it'll disconnect from the phone. Not good. So what I've done, again, another recommendation, I've gone back to using a standard USB cable which plugs into the USB port in the bottom. And today I had absolutely no disconnects whatsoever, whether it was by the USB or whether it was from interference with Sandy's drone. So looks like both of those issues are solved. It's a shame that the DJI can't do something a bit more positive about this. They didn't have a lot of response in the forums. Maybe they will. So yeah, that was it. Craft's back. It's in the bag. I'm going to keep this in my pocket, keep it warm, save the battery. And yeah, it's a good flight. What do you say, Sandy? You got yours back?
Got mine back in one piece. A few issues with the histogram. Disappeared at one point. I couldn't find it, so my exposure levels were a bit all over the place at that point. But then I think for some reason it restored, and fairly happy with that flight. I kept altitude quite low. At no point did I go above 30 meters.
Okay.
So, and I was right out there, you know, right on the edge of my line of sight, you know.
Yeah.
So I could just about see it, but you know, it was low. So I mean, with these drones, I found to get the best footage, you don't need to be up really high.
No.
Sometimes it's perspective and being down low.
Yeah.
Which gets you the best images.
Yep. All right. So I think we're going to go on to the next location. All right. So we're back for for flight 2. If you can see if I can show you down there. This camera won't do it much justice, but there's quite a network of a valley down here, a multi-stepped valley and whatnot. It looks quite interesting. So we'll get ourselves set up here and see if we can get out. Yes, compared to yesterday, this is tropical. So, I'm sorry, we won't be anywhere near where they are. Fresh battery on here. No, not here. I haven't come far enough away to be concerned about it. Alright, we're ready to fly. So, here we are, walking back out from, what was that area called?
I call it Bishopston Coombe.
Bishopston's Coombe.
Yeah.
Probably try and find that on a map for you and point out where it's at. Previous location, we're at the top of Ashdown Hill.
Unless you knew about it, you wouldn't know it was there, would you?
No. If you look at satellite view, you can see some very interesting landforms, both here as well as at near Ashdown. It's quite a fascinating landforms they've got. So yeah, you can see behind me, we're walking up the back up the ridgeway, back up to the car. It's been a very pleasant day out.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Got your bit of exercise, Bob. Will they get you to lose some weight?
Oh, tell you what. Yes, he's not wrong. I'm sexy as hell, but I'm a fat bastard. So, yeah, we got to do something about that. Well, that's the end of the video, folks. 2016 is nearly at an end. This will be the last video for 2016. And I will be back in the new year, hopefully with some good videos. Trying to keep this up a little bit. Be going on a little holiday, so hopefully I'll have some videos from the trip away down in France. And I'll see you in the new year.